Store-bought potatoes are fine, but Rob would like to grow some. We have successfully grown potatoes before in like a big pot. They're really small. So he wants to make a potato cabinet to get more potatoes. Explain.
So this is going to be our potato cabinet. Essentially, I'm going to get 4 posts, or like enough lumber to cut 4 posts. I can use the saw to cut in notches, and then we use some slats and just build up the thing. So it'll have a solid bottom, posts on each side, and then you just build it up with the slats. So you start here, you put in the potatoes. As soon as they grow up, you throw in some moss, straw, or dirt. You put in another slats to keep it from going out the side. You just keep going for, I don't know, 3 feet. I think a 3-foot cube would be fine.
Yeah.
That's good space for potatoes, and we build as many of them as we want to. Maybe 1 to test, and then we can reproduce it later.
Sounds good.
So 3 foot. So we need. Let me print this, and I'll write the notes about what kind of lumber we need, and then we can go to the hardware store. So this lumber up here is treated. So I don't need it to be. Yeah, you can. I don't know if you can see. There's a slightly yellow hue to it, and that means it's treated for external. So if I rip this into square posts, then we have what we need for posts. I don't have to buy posts.
All right.
Because they're not so much structural. They're just like somewhere for the slats to go.
Right.
So
they have to be able to handle the nature.
yeah, as long as the slats can go deep enough into them, then. Ha! If you want to cut a thing into something that's somewhat square, good trick is just put it on the short side there, clamp it down where it's want, and I just have to raise the blade and that'll be square-ish. It's not perfect, but it's a real quick thing to do, and this is just going to grow potatoes.
I love the ish.
Ish. Well, you know, if you strive for perfection, you will miss. So you have to give yourself a little forgiveness when things aren't perfectly square. The problem is my brain's very math, so it took me a while to get over the fact that things will never be perfectly square, but it'll look square to an outsider. I, as the builder, have measured everything and will see the warts. No one else gives a shit. And I had to learn that over decades. Hi, Mix. Are you spooked? Come here. Come here. We're having a good day in the rain. Yeah. Yeah, you're just getting love. Yeah. You just want belly rubs and naps. All this working in the garage shit, this is horse shit. You don't want this.
She just wants to be wherever you are.
Yeah, she's daddy's girl. We're going to take you to the hardware store. We're going to let you bark at people, okay? You want to bark at people?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. You always want to bark at
She
people.
loves barking at people.
Yeah, you little precious burfer. Oh, she's just snuggling in.
Carrying herself.
Just snuggling in. Yeah, Daddy
Parking
loves
herself.
you. Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you so much. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Release his chin. Alright, when I turn on the noise now, you're not going to like it. You're not going to run from it, but you're not going to like it. That's now raised.
I'll just hang out here.
Let's build a potato box. And square. So we just do that twice, 3 more times on this board because there'll be a little bit extra, and then that's going to be one of the stakes for our first potato box. We're going to use this same machine to slice in grooves for the other things to go in. Not deep enough that they connect, but just a little bit here, a little bit here. We can build it to the outside too. We don't have to have it be in the middle. So we can build it to the outside if we need them to be deeper. And then we just run it through here twice, and then we chisel out the extra, and then everything once done, you just put it like this, you put it in the slat, hits the bottom, done.
Roxy doesn't like the rain, but she wants to hang out with all of us, so she's just kind of doing that. Potato sticks.
So these are for the potatoes. Cut these in half, it'll give us 3-foot sections. What I have to do is I have to notch in the 5/8. I have to figure out how deep I can go safely and where to put the 5/8. I don't want to center it. I think I'm going to have it be askew. Maybe center it on, maybe, if I start it from there with that, because that's 1.5 inches. So if I do 5/8 from there, then I can only go in, I can't even go in a 1/2 inch. I have to go in less than a 1/2 inch. So that should be fine though, because as long as it's in, it should be fine.
I believe in you. Next, please, new.
Or I can go there, maybe. Okay, I'm not going to go out too far. I'm just going to go out 1/8 inch, and then I can go in a little bit further. That'll mean I can go into a 1/2 inch.
All right.
I have to draw it up. So I'm going to use this, set it to the proper width, rip it through, set it to the inside width, rip it through. And then if that's correct, I can do it on all the sides. I should, you know what I'm going to have to do? I had a piece of scrap that wasn't quite square of this. I want to use that to make sure I'm doing it right, because it's the right width. So if I know, yeah.
Practice piece.
I'll use a practice piece so I don't mess that up. And once those are notched, we can build the bottom. And then once it's all settled on the bottom, we can cut these in half, notch them in, and build up our 2-foot potato garden.
Nice.
So I take 1.5 inches, and I have to plan how I'm going to slot in 5/8. I'm probably going to have to, instead of doing it midway, I'll have to do it like here. But I'm going to plot that out so and come out with a form so I make sure I'm cutting it properly.
Fair.
It has the drainage.
That'll be the bottom of the potato.
We're going to slice this at the bottom of the potato. So, because it's got grooves and it's also artificial wood, so it won't actually rot.
Nice.
So this is treated lumber, shouldn't rot. At least not for a while. Just getting B-roll of all the garage.
It just seems very Alice to me to have doors in the ceiling.
Well, we don't throw anything away, and 2 of these were here when we got here.
Very Wonderland.
That's our old front door. Those doors came from inside somewhere. They're probably weird sizes because this house was built before they had like home
Standards.
inspectors.
Yeah? Potato?
So for the potato box, I have to redo the math because the slats are 5/8 wide, and this is 1.5 inches. So I need to put them like here instead. So I have to remath this, and then I can make this to size on our printer because I know how the math turns out. And then I can basically print out a guide to make sure I'm setting the saw to the proper depth to saw out this, and then I can use a chisel or just saw out the rest to just by making micro adjustments.
Nice.
These are the posts with the notch we need taken out, and so I can use this to set the saw and get all the posts cut.
Alright. What do you think about that next?
Makes you like that?
Potato. We need scissors.
Glad I'm not a surgeon. So it's got to be, this will help me set the blade. So I can do that one, this one, rip them all how they need to be, and then we can just chisel out the center or just rip it through on degrees.
Why this rather than like drawing on it?
Because with this I can actually use it as a spacer
Oh, okay.
rather than putting on here and trying to guess from 1/2 inch away.
Alright, fair. You also draw. Both.
I want to make sure, I want to make sure it's blasting out the right amount, so this will tell me if it is.
Fair enough. Dog.
Now I can run through those boards 8 times. I just got to make sure I'm doing it on the right side. If I'm still feeling, if I'm not trembly anymore, which I seem to be getting better, I just had like lemonade juice and water to rehydrate, so I should be getting less trembly.
I feel need to tell the audience, he just weeded the whole garden for a long time in the heat.
I did the blackberry bush, it was overdue.
Like, this isn't just random trembliness.
This is the second shirt I've sweat through today.
It's hot.
I'm probably gonna need a third if I do anything more outside. Right. I want there to be enough wood here to connect this piece to this piece, and if it was that deep throughout, this piece might just fall off and then it's not gonna slot properly.
Right.
So I can put it back together with wood glue, but why go through the effort? So okay, just gotta do this 3 more times.
Alright.
I'm gonna make sure they're both marked on both sides so I don't mess this up.
Good idea.
So we're all marked. Just to double check, this corner, doop doop, doop doop. And do the same for all of these to make sure, because everyone who's done woodworking has fucked that up. Okay, it's a little wide, but we want that because we want the slots to slide in easily.
Fair enough.
So I'm okay with that. Back to work. First one through, looking good. Probably in 2 more swipes we can just get it done, as long as I measure it properly.
Alright.
So this is also like one tap with this. Some might come out, but like getting it to be even throughout the entire thing is kind of a jerk, so I probably won't do that.
Right. Right now it looks like it belongs in the 5th element.
So that's it. And these are very thin. Like I can just snap these with my fingers, so it's gonna be very easy to go in there and just wiggle a chisel and get those out. Ooh, maybe not.
Oh,
It's a little wide. I can always thin these up too.
that's true. That might be a good idea.
Just thin them up. That's why you chisel wiggle. You want to go from the thicker end though if you're doing this at home, because you don't want to snap this piece.
Right.
Bam. Whew. Two more.
Tell me your potato box secrets.
Slots. Slots, 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 slots. That's it. So now I have the thing. I just have to build the bottom and make sure it's square-ish, and then it slides down. Plant potatoes, and we see I'll have to buy more of these because I made it too wide. But I'll fit 2 to 4 potato plants in here this time.
Yeah.
If it's this potato plant really only needs like that much space, so I can fit 4 in the box. I decided I don't want a 3-foot potato box. I want an 18-inch potato box, so that I don't have to go buy more of these. So, gonna cut this in half, and then I have to do the divots on these is twice more. So that's what's gonna happen. It's gotta be even.
Potato. Dog.
Might have to wait on this until it flattens, or I could just cut it and let it flatten.
It's entirely up to you.
It's been curving from gravity.
Right.
Not making a boat.
Potato boat. Is that like a banana boat? So what is that?
It's fake wood. It's basically plastic particle board for porches so they don't rot. We ended up with an extra one, and they're super expensive, so might as well use it.
Yeah.
Because this costs like 4 times more than normal wood, but you don't have to replace it every X years.
Right.
Because it's just plastic. The length is fine. It's just the width. Perfect.
Good.
Even though it's not actual wood, you treat it like wood.
Right.
I like a nice sanded edge, so let's put that on the inside. So now, that's a 20 3/8 square. I'm going to put 2 cross beams here. And then we'll put the struts on, and then the struts will have small pieces of wood just pinching up at the top so they don't splay.
Alright.
That these slide down, and then we have a potato box.
Nice.
You're treated, right? You're yellow? Yeah, you're yellow. Now I've got 2 pieces of treated wood. I'm going to pre-drill some holes, 2 screws in each board just to keep it together, like this. And this will all be covered by dirt anyway, so.
Alright.
I'm doing it this way up so I can't overwater them. They've got vents for the water to come out if there's too much water.
Nice.
This one keeps wanting to do a swing arm on me, so let's get the ends done.
There.
Redo those. Oof. Those didn't hold. So I need longer screws. Well, it grips. Now these will go here, in the corners.
Mm-hmm.
We'll install, and every one we install after the first one, we're going to check and make sure that the slats slide in and out properly.
Right.
Just as needed. So we can throw 2 screws in. They have to be long, and I do have to pre-drill the holes to make sure. I need to pick up more small bits. My bit dropped somewhere, and I don't know where.
I know.
So hopefully this works.
You need more
should.
bitty bits.
It should work. I just got to relieve some of the pressure when you first drill in.
Right, so it doesn't just split.
Yeah. So I'll install this guy, and we'll space and install the next guy. I need to put spacers on the top too. But for now, I'm just concerned with the bottom, and we'll space the top as necessary. Of course, the top, as long as it's not stretched. If it pinches, that's fine. I just don't want it to stretch.
Fair.
I want to give it a little wiggle, but not enough that you can swing them out.
Right.
So, looks like that's good. That should be good.
Explain.
These were popping out. These short screws weren't holding enough. So I got longer screws, but they're slightly too long. But at least they'll hold it together while I'm finished assembling.
Fair enough. Yeah.
A little finicky, but it does the thing. And we can always use a rubber mallet to knock them down.
Yeah. I helped.
You did help. You helped a lot.
I used a surprising amount of my boob, actually, to do it.
Well, that you got to use your strengths. I'm trimming up a couple of these that it's been really wet recently, so the wood expanded. So I'm trimming them down so they flop in. But that's it. That's the potato box.
Nice.
I'm going to plant at the bottom and then cover in straw. And as you cover the leaves, they go, oh, I'm not at the top yet. And they grow up, so this entire thing should be full of potatoes. Oh, I have one more, actually.
Looks like a magician's box. Like someone's gonna be in there with
Potatoes!
swords. Better than swords. And poke through them.
I want to start with the low. And then we'll add as the potatoes grow so they get plenty of sunlight when they are starting to sprout. You got something to shoot for. Look at how nicely this is. This is nice. I'm very happy with it. Everything turned out.
Potato.
Leave it there. Yeah, the potatoes are going to go in the box. When they sprout out, we shouldn't even have to add more dirt. We should just be able to add straw. and it'll think it's still underground. And that'll make it easier to harvest the potatoes.
Rock on.
Okay.